Hey YouTube universe, thank you for stopping by here at Comic Grandma. I appreciate you so much. This is going to be a video following the thread that's been going on for the dual albums. So today I'm going to show you 10 dual albums. The first one I have is this longtime collaborators. This is Chick Corea and Gary Burden with the album Duet. So Gary Burden plays vibraphone and Chick Corea on the piano, and you have a picture of them. There. Most of these albums I'm going to be showing, they lean towards more of the experimental side, and they're more of the calm cycling of melodies type of music. I have about maybe 5 to 6 jazz albums. The others are other genres. The next one I have this Ralph Towner and once again Gary Burden, with Gary Burden on the vibraharp, and we have Ralph Towner on the 12-string and classical guitars. And this is them on the back here. I will try to throw in some samples of some of these albums for you guys. This next album is off the Windham Hill Records, which I try to pick up anything I see from them, because there's a couple of them that I always run into, but there's other ones that when I run into them, I've never seen them, so I just go ahead and pick them up. And this is probably one of my favorite ones from the bunch here that I have 10 to show you. And this is Darrell Anger with Barbara Higbee. And Darrell plays the violin, and Barbara is on the piano. And here's a picture of them here. This is a great release. It's called Tightline. This is from 1982. Recorded at different Fur recordings. This is, I mean, the way this album starts off, it just starts off with a bang, and that's just the way an album should start. It should start with a bang, and this is starts with the title track Tightline, and it's just beautiful. Those an artist. So my recommendation is definitely pick up this one if you ever see it. Another one is off the Windham Hill Records. This is Mark Isham of Paper Drawings. And this is actually a duo album, even though it just says Mark Isham on here. That's him on the background. He plays a range of instruments on this album. He plays synthesizers, trumpet, flugelhorn, piano, soprano sax, Steiner ABI, and electronic percussion. And Peter Van Hook is the other person on this album, and he plays a snare drum and an electric percussion. So it's a simple artwork on the front, and that's kind of him, meditative state in the background. I'll try to drop a snippet of this for you guys. The next one I have here is also some collaborators that they've collaborated on a few albums, and this is John Anderson and Vangelis with the album Short Stories. John Anderson has vocals, and Vangelis does pretty much all the instrumentation and composition of this record. So it is John Anderson, so member of Yes, from the progressive band. If you're not familiar with Vangelis, you might be familiar with probably one of his most famous works, and that's the soundtrack to Blade Runner. Such a beautiful and amazing track by track album that he composed. So next I have a couple of different genres for you guys. The next one is an album, a classical duo album, and this is Itzhak Perlman and John Williams, two of my musicians that I love to listen to. Itzhak Perlman, he's probably one of the best violinists I really enjoy, and he's probably one of the violinists who's kind of leans towards experimentation and jazz, and I believe he's just eager to learn more to take his instrument. He's played with the Modern Jazz Quartet. He did an album with some heavy hitter jazz musicians, which is one of my favorite jazz albums. And John Williams is a virtuoso on the guitar, so you have a violin and guitar on this album. The album's called Duo, and they play stuff from Paganini and Giuliani on here. Here are some of the compositions that they play on this album here. So great stuff here. This next artist is Norman Blake. Once again, is a self-titled and one person name on the album, but it's actually a duo. And you have Tut Taylor on here playing the dobro guitar. If you know what a dobro guitar, I'll put a snippet, a picture here of what that looks like. And you have Norman Blake playing guitars and mandolin. And this is what the back looks like. Really great stuff. Norman Blake, he moved to Nashville, where Johnny Cash was having his TV show, and became a regular musician on the program. He also collaborated and did work with Joan Baez, and he also was on the album Nashville Skyline, which is probably one of my favorite albums from Bob Dylan. So he did work on that. Joan Baez, I believe he did also work with Chris Christopherson. So I really don't hear a lot about him, but this is a pretty beautiful album. Once again, this starts off with a bang. I just love the way it sounds. So hopefully you enjoyed that snippet. The next one is this album called Horizon by Dave Brubeck and Paul Desmond, called also 1975 Duets. The story goes that they were both on a ship very near to the Bermuda Triangles, and were on this cruise ship where they performed nightly, and they started writing these compositions, and short afterwards they recorded them. And in the year 1976, the classic quartet got together and started touring again. The next one is Pete Seeger and Sonny Terry. This is from 1957. This is off the Folkways label. Let's see. Folkways. Great album. it's just some raw performances, and then Pete Seeger just introducing each song on this album. And the last one is probably one of my favorite ones off this dual albums as well. This is All Sons and Daughters. This is a duo. I'll put a snippet here for you guys.
We have seen the pain that
These guys are from Franklin, Tennessee. Great and raw, beautiful music that they've created. Unfortunately, they disbanded in 2018. They started off in 2009. They are a worship duo, so they created church music, which a lot of their music is still played in the church today. So David plays the piano, and you have Leslie that plays guitar, and they both have vocals in their work as well. So I encourage you to check this out if you ever see it, Sons and Daughter, or even just Google them up. Their work is just amazing and raw and beautiful. It's gonna be it for today, guys. Hope everyone is safe out there from the coronavirus. Hope you're in peace with yourself and peace with others. Love you guys. God bless you. And I'll see you on the next one. Firmes y adelante.